Hello everyone, my name is Martin Nuza and I'm the author of the recently published novel called Snatched, the Unforgettable Cruise, which has been published in the UK by Michael Terence Publishing. It is available on Amazon worldwide on both paperback versions, which is this one, and Kindle ebook versions. A lot of people have asked me if I can go in depth into how I wrote this novel. So that's a reason behind this video. I started to write this novel 3 years ago, and what sparked my interest on Snatched was the fact that I saw a clipping about a lady. She was called Mary Ann Carver. She was a 40-year-old lady who went on an Alaskan cruise, and unfortunately on her second day she disappeared. Circumstances a bit dubious, and her father, Kendall Carver, after fighting for a lot of answers, he eventually got a letter from the company, the cruise line, and the company basically said that, the daughter had committed suicide, end of, move on. The father, of course, as you can imagine, there was a lot of red flags with this. So he decided to keep on pushing, keep on investigating, and the more he investigated, the more he realized that this was a very common trend on cruises. People actually going overboard, and a lot of people going missing. But what really sparked his curiosity about continuing to help people was the amount of crimes committed on board a cruise ship. And one of the main highest crime rates is sexual crimes, rapes, gang rapes. Not only innocent females, but also males and also children, young children are abused. Now, we have to bear in mind that a lot of the cruise companies like to keep this information very low key, sort of brush it under the carpet. That's why the International Cruise Victims Organization, created by Mr. Kendall Carver in America, was formed to help fight the legislations, change the maritime laws, so the passengers and crew members alike are more protected and prevent crimes. I asked Kendall if I could use the information in his database for research purposes to make a stronger case for this book. Kendall agreed. I sent him many months later the first draft of the book. He loved it, and he also cried because the main character of the book is called Chloe. And although it is not set or based in his daughter Mary Ann, who vanished, there was a lot of resemblance, and he sort of wondered if the horrible incidents that actually happened to Chloe in the novel, he prayed that that did not happen to his daughter. So, we continued our communication. I worked tirelessly for those 3 years. Waking up, for example, at 3, 4 in the morning. I wrote for a few hours. Then I went on my normal work activities. When I returned back at night, I did another few hours, researched some more, wrote some more. And after 3 years, this is the result. And I must say that the information in this book is very, very interesting, because not only are the viewer, the reader, aware of what is actually going on board cruise ships, but there's also a safety page, which is called Tips for a Safety Cruise, where I also highlight things that a passenger and a crew member also can do to make a safer voyage for them. And this information is also available at the International Cruise Victims Association website. We also have to remember there's also an Australian International Cruise Victims Association. The place to get away with committing a crime is on a cruise ship. The place to be a sexual predator and prey on innocent children is on a cruise ship. If you are a rapist, you are more likely to get away with committing the crime on a cruise ship in the high seas. Obviously, everything is happening on international waters. Now, this is just an example of what this book is about. It's been created as an awareness to help people understand of what is actually happening today and has happened for decades since all the cruises began years ago. I would like to just highlight that this book has not been written against the cruise industry, and this book does not target a particular cruise line in itself. This book has been written with one objective: awareness, to keep people like yourselves informed of what is happening. So if you do go into a cruise, or you book yourself for a cruise, or a family member or a relative, you are in a better position to be more aware so crimes does not occur to you or your loved ones. And if you do see something suspicious, you are more aware of what can happen, so you can at least raise an alarm. Writing this has been a labor of love because I have been writing for many years, but this has been the novel to date that I have really looked forward to finishing and getting it out there to spread the word and help save lives and prevent crimes from occurring. And I hope that the message does get across and people start to learn the reality of what it is about a cruise line today, on how unsafe it really is if you're not aware of your surroundings. To quote Mr. Jim Walker, who helped me extensively, he's a maritime lawyer based in Florida, with this book: any person, if you want to commit a crime, if you want to, if you're a pedophile, for example, or a rapist or a murderer, the best way and the best avenue to get away with it is actually in international waters on board a cruise ship. And it's all in here.